I went to Mount Tabor, to the Church of the Transfiguration, the very location where time and eternity touched for just a moment. Time and eternity. Time and eternity. Time and eternity.
Time and eternity. These are two lenses or perspectives. I've been here for 2 weeks in the Holy Land, and I've been going back and forth between those two lenses. This is a wonderful way to reflect on our Catholic faith. You got to try this. It's really fun. So let's try an exercise. Here's 3 simple questions that we can use these two lenses or perspectives on the temporal and eternal. All right, question number 1, who am I? Number 2, who is Jesus? And number 3, what is the church? So let's begin with number 1. Who am I?
From the temporal perspective, I'm Larry Young. I'm from the United States. I'm 49 years old. I'm a Catholic priest, and I'm pretty good at wiffle ball. From an eternal perspective, I'm this particular being, made in the image and likeness of the Creator. I've been made by love and for love. I have inestimable dignity, value, and nobility. I have an eternal destiny. For the time being, I dwell in time and space and inhabit a region of the planet currently known as the United States of America. I'm called Larry for now. However, my Creator has promised me that He has a special, unique name for me that will be mine alone when I cross over into eternity. See Revelation chapter 2. Oh, and for my amusement in this temporal reality, I am an enthusiast of hurling a plastic sphere with holes and striking it soundly with a plastic cylindrical thing.
Question number 2, who is Jesus?
From the temporal perspective, He was Jesus, the son of Joseph, a carpenter from Nazareth, the prophet like Moses, the Jewish Messiah or son of David, the suffering servant of Isaiah. With an eternal lens, He is the eternally begotten Son of the eternal Father. As the fulfillment of their plan to save the race of beings that they had created in their image and likeness, the Son of God accepted the limitations of entering human history and came to us at a particular time and place, and in a manner of His choosing. And He took up the name Jesus. He fulfilled all the particular prefigurements and foreshadowings and prophecies that He had embedded in salvation history, which pointed to His coming.
Question number 3, what is the church?
With a temporal lens, we are a hierarchically instituted communion of Jesus' followers that He Himself founded. We call ourselves Christians. We take up the many signs and sacraments God has given us in salvation history. We pray before crucifixes. Our priests consecrate bread and wine on an altar on the first day of each week. We celebrate the great feasts like Christmas and Easter.
Who are we from an eternal perspective? We in the church are simply fellow fallen creatures, made in the image and likeness of God, but with a great need for salvation. And we're responding to God's efforts to save us in human history, in sending His Son into this world at a particular time, place, and manner that He chose. And we're just trying to do what the Son of God told us to do. That's what the church is, essentially, from an eternal perspective. Isn't it fascinating to strip away the temporal to see the essence of a thing from an eternal perspective? Then after you've performed this kind of skeletal x-ray, then you can dress it back up in the historical temporal reality, but now you know with x-ray vision that underneath there's a whole eternal dimension. When we become adept at using these two lenses, the temporal and eternal, and integrating them, this will make it much easier for us to assimilate our Catholic faith in a very deep way. We will know exactly what we're doing and why we're doing it. In conclusion today, let me be perfectly clear. In all eternity, you will never hit my slider when I throw that plastic sphere with holes in it at you. God bless you.